Conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the prayer. If we could all have the prayer first and then the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we're so grateful to be here. We're grateful for this place, a place of promise where we could enjoy relationships, enrich our lives, and thrive. We're grateful that we can work together to care for this special place and keep it the best that we can make it and make it even better. We need your help to learn to trust each other more and to believe that we all want the best things for this community and for each other. Lord, we need your help to have the courage to be vulnerable and to admit mistakes and forgive. Help us to do the right things in the right way at the right time, for the right reasons, for the benefit of everyone, for the best of us all. In Christ's name I pray, amen.
Now the pledge. Good afternoon. I call to order the October 9th, 2025 Happy Trails Community Association Board of Directors meeting. Darlene, will you please do roll call?
Jennifer Ellswick, Board President.
President?
Cindy Evans, Vice President. Okay. Cliff Giroux, Board Secretary.
Here.
Fred Rand, Treasurer.
Here.
John Chilcote, Board of Director.
Here.
Chuck Garvey, Board of Director.
Here.
And Brad Midkiff, Board of Directors.
Here.
Thank you. Homeowner Statement Period Guidelines. Speaking time. Each homeowner may speak once per motion for no more than 2 minutes. Virtual attendance. If attending virtually, please keep your audio muted. To speak, raise your hand virtually. There's a little icon that shows raise my hand. And when recognized, state your name and lot number just as if you were attending in person. Purpose. During an open meeting, members have the right to comment on a pending motion prior to the board's vote. This is a time for comments, not a question and answer session or debate. Relevance. Comments should be focused on the motion currently under formal discussion. Conduct. Negative or personal remarks directed at fellow residents, association employees, or members of the board of directors will not be permitted. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the September 11th board meeting?
No,
Cliff?
I, Fred Rand, move to approve the minutes from September 11th, 2025.
A second.
a second.
Any questions, board? All in favor?
Aye.
Financial report, please.
Thank you. My name is Dave Leininger. Good afternoon. The balances in the operating account, $770,069. In the reserve account is $3,773,887. In the activities account, $271,598. The clubs account, $160,286. The asset improvement account, $1,360,589. And in the reserve capital improvement is $1,028. And that's a total of $6,338,458.
May I have a motion to accept the financials?
I, Fred Rand, move that we approve the financials 2025.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Board, is there any question, discussion on the financials, on the August 31st financials? Owners, are there any questions on the financials? All in favor of accepting the August 31st financial statement?
I had a question. Is the annuity reflected in that?
I believe that's a question from the chat. Can you please state your name and lot number?
Isn't it on the screen? It's GGAC 1121. Can I go to chat?
Okay. Did you have a chat or did you want to ask a question?
No, I wanted to ask, I wanted to make a comment on those financials. Where are the investments and specifically the annuity?
Total?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I've noticed a disparity between the two financial statements. One lists the annuity and one does not.
Okay, the annuity of $558,289, 16 cents. That has been, we submitted and got a check for that amount, which is being put in the reserve account.
That didn't happen till September, or is that the one you cashed in the summer?
That is happening today. It's getting deposited into the account.
Okay, so, okay, thank you. And the bonds are still holding?
Bonds are still holding. The bonds are at $307,781.70. And the cash portion of the LPL is $311,854.
May I, do you have intention to withdraw from LPL?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Is it my turn to speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Mickey Aston, Lot 13. Can you please repeat the last amount that Dave quoted, the capital reserve?
The capital reserves, the total?
Yes, please.
That is $3,773,887.
What was the very last item that you mentioned? I thought that was the capital reserve. It was 1,000 and
That was the LPL financial, and the cash portion of that is $311,854. And
I'm
the
sorry,
bond
Dave.
portion is
I'm sorry,
$307,781.
I did hear those. I did write those down. So what I wrote down was the asset improvement. I got that one. I got the next one
Oh, the
was capital
reserve
reserve.
capital. Reserve capital is $1,028.
Because I wrote it down as capital reserve, so it's reserve capital.
Reserve capital improvement.
And it's 1,028. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Anything else? All in favor of accepting the August 31st financial statement?
Aye.
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 Next is buildings and grounds. John,
I, John Chilcote, move to approve Bill Rhodes as a member of the BG&M committee.
do I have a second?
I second.
Directors, are there any questions? Owners, any questions about approving Bill Rhodes as a member of the BG&M committee? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay.
I, John Chilcote, move to approve Marla Festines as a non-voting member of the BG&M committee.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Directors, any questions?
I'd like to find out what her role is as a non-voting member. I mean, is she going to have full rights except for voting, or is she there as an advisor? Or I guess I need to find out because I don't understand what a non-voting member is going to be as part of this committee.
She would participate. She would do everything that a regular member would do, except she would not vote.
So she could change the motions or do any of that stuff. I mean, any emotions or anything that comes up and asks to have it changed, she's allowed to do that as a non-voting member?
She would not bring a motion necessarily, but she could participate as far as if there was a motion, she could participate in discussion. She might be asked to do other things that a regular BG&M committee member would do, but her limit, if you will, would be to actually cast a vote.
Thank you.
Does that help? Are there any other questions from the directors on a non-voting member? Do I have any questions from the owners for Marla being a non-voting member of the BG&M committee? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed?
Opposed.
Communications committee?
I, John Chilcote, move to approve Marge Hollingshead, Renee Mashing, Maynard Mithen, Dave Pettinari as members of the Communications Committee.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Directors, are there any questions about these members for the communications committee?
Yes, I was trying, when you interviewed these people, I mean, how was the interview going? Who was your second in the interview panel?
Darlene and Bradley were in the interview panel, and I think we were unanimous in supporting that this is a good cross section, and we all think they're going to do a great job.
I guess my only concern is based on what was written by their comments, like one of them, it just said, I like to communicate. And only one I thought was actually qualified because they talked about their background in communications. I mean, and the other one says I'm not on social media. How are they expected, or what did they say during the interview process to cover this, these statements?
Thanks for asking that, because I have a chance. Can I answer that? During the interview process, our preparation for the interview process, we were really looking for people who are not on social media, who get their information off of bulletin boards, and where else? In the Nosy Coyote once a month. So there's probably 20% of our community that is kind of left in the dark. So a couple of people in this list fall in that category, and they've come up with, as a matter of fact, the gentleman that you mentioned came up with one of the best ideas during the brainstorming session, and we had an informal meeting. So they're going to be valuable resources to help us communicate with the people who are not on social media and who are not techie.
Any other comments or questions from the directors? Are there any comments or questions from the owners? All those in favor of approving these 4 persons for the Communications Committee? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Cliff?
Yes.
I thought the charter was revised. That's not on the new.
Cliff?
Yes.
Do you have any update from the Golf Course Relations Committee?
I do. Is Sandy in the meeting there in person?
Sandy, would you like to come up and give an update on the Golf Course Committee?
Yeah.
Sandy Green, lot 1607. Sure. Thank you. Want me to read this? So everybody knows the Golf Course Relations Committee has jumped on board and is running with Cliff as our leader. And we've also had Darlene and Brad, Jennifer at one meeting to get organized. So what we have done so far is we have developed a process to track and log concerns from board members, owners, other residents, and Jason, management, maintenance, whoever wants to. And that process is anybody with a concern would call Happy Trails front desk. Michelle has our logbook and will log in any concern. Anybody can email Darlene, and Darlene will print the concern out, log it in our logbook, and the committee of 4 plus Cliff is frequently going in and checking the logbook, investigating, taking care of things. For example, we had some lot issues. Jason thought there was some border encroachments. So when we met, Cliff did his thing and just ran with it, got a hold of Brad. Brad jumped on it, situation resolved. Fred Rand had a spider dead thing on the side of the road that of course none of us saw and wanted it removed. And the update is Jason will get to it when he's done overseeding. It'll be about 2 weeks and we'll follow up. So the process is call in with your concerns if you have them or email. They'll be logged in a logbook. The Golf Course Relations Committee, one of us will be assigned to it. We'll take off, we run, and we're keeping all documentation in this logbook. So in the event someone gets sick or somebody resigns or someone's not there, anybody can step in, see the logbook, see where it was, see the communication. It's at the front desk. Check it out. You can see what we're doing. Cliff is working on finalizing the rest of our guidelines. We've met with Jason. Jason's receptive. He thinks it's a great team and energy. He will meet with just one of us. He'll meet with all four of us. He'll meet with two of us. He emails us all and he gets back to us quite a bit. We've had some other concerns. His storm damaged trees were down after the monsoons. We emailed him and within 20 minutes he emailed back. The guys were out there that afternoon and took down a branch off of Hole 16's neighbor's house. So those are kind of the update and the things that we're doing. We are working, Jason's working on brainstorming some promotions that are specifically for Happy Trails residents for golf. He's not sure what that's going to look like. It's a conversation in process, although he does have golf promotions now and through the 31st of December, 4 golfs, $100 for 4 tee times. It includes a cart and you can buy them on the website. And he also has a 10 prepaid discount. So we've set up communication through him to promote for Happy Trails residents via our blasts, and things will be updated and blasted out by Darlene or Brad or whoever does that. And then the only other big issue that we're dealing with currently is that we do have some debris. And when I say some, I mean a whole lot of debris that has been over the years dumped and placed on Jason's property down behind the driving range, which I'm sure you, John, thought was Happy Trails like me. You go to the driving range, you look back, that whole wall is things that we have dumped, whether it's owners, maintenance, landscaping, management, doesn't matter. It's been all dumped by Happy Trails, and that was confirmed today. Management is working on the bidding process. Brad has volunteered. He's going to go out and check it out and look at it too, and work with Cliff and us to get the fastest resolution to get it taken care of. So that will be a topic for you guys. Any questions?
No, thank you. We will be posting the procedures to get things on the log on the blast. Sorry, on the newsletter tomorrow.
I guess the only question I have is the board has requirements of posting the agenda in the meetings and this kind of stuff, and I didn't see any postings of this meetings. So was this a non-official meeting?
This is an informal information gathering. And actually, Chuck, you know, we are one of the committees that's defined in our bylaws. So maybe you guys as a board can talk about that and what that looks like, because really the Golf Course Relations Committee by Arizona HOA law only needs to meet once a month with Jason and hand over a summary to, it says the board. So, but our process is it goes to the board and to management at the same time, just so everybody gets it. But that's, I think, a question that has to be addressed with the board together to know, and our attorney, of course, because we had to check with him to be cleared. And we did that. Yeah, but thank you. Anything else?
Thank you, Sandy. Next, John.
I move to approve the communications charter that was recently developed. Disregard.
Your committee has to approve it, and you haven't had an official meeting.
Point of order. Sorry.
Next. Phyllis.
So I, John Chilcote, move to approve, change the Villa Ad Hoc Committee to a standing committee.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Discussion, directors?
I guess my concern is that if we allow the villas to be a standing committee, are we going to start allowing all the other sections and the ranch to also have their own committee? That's my concern, is once we allow one area to do it, then we're allowing other areas to come in because we just now opened that door. And I don't approve the charter the way it's written. I think it's, there's certain areas that need to be reviewed by the board before we accept them as a committee. Because I've got tons of questions and markings all over it. And I would like to at least bring that up in a separate session.
I totally agree with that, because I'm not sure what it means by you guys being separate from everybody else. That just doesn't work we're all together in this. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about.
Can I give a little background here? I agree that any section that has concerns that are not being met by the community management, the board, should have the right to have a committee and have a seat at the table. In 2019, we had an incident where someone's villa, their house was ruined. It was non-repairable. There were no provisions in the DRC for replacing that unit. So that owner sat there for a whole year waiting for the board and the DRC and management trying to figure out what to do. So they lost a whole year of use of their property. So the villa people just came together and said, okay, let's see if we can work with DRC and figure out how to get this going. And we helped, and I was on that board, full disclosure. I live in the villas, and I was on that committee. So we helped rewrite the DRC guidelines, not only once, but twice, working with the DRC. And then in recent years, we've worked with DRC and the BG&M committee to get the drainage issues resolved, or at least looked at, because property damage is a big issue in the villas, and flood damage. We just had another incident where a house was flooded, and it's all because of the way that the drainage is situated in there. So how else does the villa community, I mean, if there's a better way to do it, we don't want to have to add work to ourselves and anybody else, but I think the major thing over the past was the villa community felt like no one was listening and they couldn't be heard. So they formed an ad hoc committee. It's been very successful. We've got lighting put in there. We've got safety issues addressed. And so they're looking for a voice at the table. I'm no longer on the villa ad hoc committee, but they're looking for a voice at the table.
Are there any other comments from directors? I would like to add that when the board decided to approve the villas ad hoc committee, there was a great deal of discussion about the ad hoc committee. Based on an ad hoc committee is usually created for a single purpose, and it is a short-term committee that lasts, I'm going to use something fun here. An ad hoc committee would be created to plan a holiday event. When the holiday event was over, the ad hoc committee no longer exists. And there was a great deal of debate at the time of a villas ad hoc committee being approved for the length of a year. And I was a supporter of approving the ad hoc committee for a year because I believed, as John just said, there was more than one single issue in the villas, and it probably was going to take up to a year to address all of the different things that had been going on in the villas, probably way before my time even living in Happy Trails. So that said, I am not sure about making them a standing committee because I hear the other side of the story, which is we want the villas to be we want the villas to not be ignored. We want the villas to have their issues addressed. We want them to have a voice. and the committee gives them a voice to get their issues addressed. By the same token, we want them to be part of our community. And I do fear that if we make them a standing committee, that we might be further segregating them as their own entity. So let me just summarize. They need at least a year as an ad hoc committee to get their issues addressed, and they have issues that need to be addressed. They, at the end of the year, should possibly be reviewed for an extension on the ad hoc, but I am not thinking of them as a long-term standing committee. Do I have any other comments from the board?
I agree with what Jennifer is saying because I have been there 5 years in the villas, and it has been constant every year, the same thing over and over and over again. They do pay extra on HOA for things, but none of the improvements had been made. So that's the reason the ad hoc committee was started, because I would meet with John, or I'd meet with Eric or Tom Corkle, and we discuss these things. Nothing was ever done. So the reason John has decided to do this is try to get some of the things done that the people have asked for. And there is nothing has been done that has been requested until lately. Brad has helped in some things, and that's a positive. So the people are feeling much better about where they live and paying their monthlies. But I think it's a good thing, and I totally support John and Jennifer.
Any other comments from the directors? Do I have any comments from owners?
Hi, my name is Jack Beshan from Lot 900. I agree with John on some of this, but not on the other. The safety committee was approached last year by someone in the villas, and I'd like to say that Brad and the organization has safety lighting over there within a year. So it was duly addressed properly through the proper people because it was a safety issue. And the pertaining to the item that John mentioned about the home where the homeowners had to replace their home, and it took them a year. I happened to be on the DRC at the same time. The problem that arose about that was that the unit that they were replacing was 6 inches above the limit that was allowed in the villas. It took them 6 months of one meeting every month to try and hammer it out. And it was like pulling teeth. But if you drive by there now, you can't even notice the 6 inches. And the unit that was inserted in there is a definite plus that it can be done. And the only reason it took so long was because of the 6 inch in the main rule book, that we could not go above that 6 inches. And there were several people on the board, or not on the board, but on the DRC, that absolutely did not want to go up 6 more inches on the peak of the house. And it was crazy. But it got done through the process that we currently have. I have no objection to an ad hoc committee, but I don't think that 128 residents should have their own committee for any reason. What are we going to do if Section 8 wants to do something and they want their own committee? All of a sudden, you're dividing Happy Trails into a real mess. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
Marie Beshan, Lot 900. I've been here for over 8 years. And I don't disagree with what several of you have said. One of the things that I have said repeatedly is everything here takes time. And you're going to learn that the hard way. I think rather than having another standing committee, it would be better served if on the BGM committee, on the DRC committee, and maybe even several landscape committee, I've worked with Lucretia, I've worked with several of the others, that somebody from Villas serve on those existing committees so that they can have a voice and be heard. And to say nothing has been done is a very strong thing. We've put corners in. I've worked and walked over there with the Villas, and we've put corners in. We have done the landscaping and things. We have done some things, but as I repeatedly, I'll say again, it takes 18 months, a year, 2 years to get things done, and not just in the Villas. In Happy Trails, it takes that long. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for every single one of us. But I think rather than have a separate committee that then has to go back and to DRC, has to go back to BG&M, even with their own separate committee, and say, we need this done, we need that done. Safety committee, we need this done, we need that done. I don't think having another committee is the answer.
Any other owner? Any other owners?
I think we have some online.
Eric Niskanen, lot 2176. I've been lucky enough to be serving on the Villa Ad Hoc Committee, and I want to say that there's been some tremendous things done. I wasn't here about 2 weeks ago when that deluge hit, but I've got videotape from Dave, one of the workers on the grounds committee, videotaping the drainage resolutions that have been done on the northern end of the Villas. Spectacular. So yes, things are getting done. I don't think we want to be pointed out, but it's hard not to feel that way when we're assessed more than anybody else. We just want to be fair in any resolution and, be able to see where that money, extra money goes. I guess that's it, but thank you.
Thank you. Michelle?
Go ahead, 13.
Vicki Ashton, lot 13. I have a couple of comments. The owners haven't seen the charter, so we're unable to comment on the charter before you vote on it as a board. I would ask the owners have a chance to comment intelligently. What is the purpose of changing from an ad hoc to a standing committee? I understand that you've had frustrations with lack of communication, lack of responsiveness from management, lack of getting things done. I do understand a lot of the issues that happen in the villas, and I feel for you. I don't know that what a standing committee will help you improve the communication and the responsiveness to get some of those major issues taken care of for you. Will the Villa Committee be expecting to bypass the processes set forth that the rest of the community has to abide by, a chain of command, getting work done, your landscaping, the extra money you pay? I'm not sure what the purpose of your charter is. And will the 3 board members who are Villa residents, owners with multiple properties, recuse themselves from this vote? I think that's it for now.
Thank you. Do you have anyone else, Michelle?
Yes. (1734), when you're unmuted, you can go.
1734, I believe you're unmuted, so you can go ahead and make your comment or question.
She keeps muting herself back, so go ahead.
Jack and Marie, I understand some of your comments and I agree with some of them and some of them I don't. But I worked on the safety committee with Barb, and I also worked on the landscape committee with Vicky to make improvements and do things. The lighting you talked about, Brad can tell you, they came out and started doing it, and they never came back. And then when they did do it, they had extension cords plugged up, which I spoke with Brad. He came out with me. And then I spoke to the employees to put it in, and we had it put in the right way. So I was involved with that, as Brad can tell you. And there are other things. All John is trying to do, whether it's 6 months or a year, is be a spokesman for the people of the villas. That's all we're asking. We're not trying to create any confrontation with anybody here. We're trying to speak for the people that can't speak. And we're trying to eliminate everybody in the uproar, and they go to the ad hoc and voice their complaints. And John and the committee try to make them, because I also worked with Eric on this, and you made a comment about the concrete that was, they never did finish it. They did several, and then they got pulled off onto another job or something else, and it's never been finished. That's one of them that's on the list of things to do. So all we're doing is trying to make sure it gets started, it gets finished, and we move on to the next thing.
Go ahead, 1121.
Yes, thank you, Jerry Yak, 1121. My question is, are the residents of the villa who are members of the board today going to recuse themselves from this vote?
I'm going to abstain.
I am too.
No, they can vote. Do we have anything else? Okay.
Excuse me, I realize that they can vote, but they ought not to.
Once per motion.
We have a motion on the floor to change the Villa Ad Hoc Committee to a standing committee. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Cliff, we didn't get your vote.
I abstain simply because I live in the village. I don't want it to affect the way they think about us.
Thank you, Cliff.
The next motion won't go forward because that was not, last motion was not approved.
Okay, we had a motion to approve members to the standing committee. However, since the Villas Committee is going to remain an ad hoc committee, the members will stay the same and there's no need to vote for them again. Chuck?
I, Chuck Garvey, move to approve the Mahjong Club as a non-charter club.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Directors, is there any discussion about the Mahjong group?
Why are they asking to be here? What is the purpose of it?
They are nothing right now. They just meet and play cards. So they would like to be, oh, no, Mahjong. I'm sorry, Mahjong. I don't think Mahjong is cards. I don't know.
Dominoes.
They meet and play Mahjong. So I think they just do not wish to be a chartered club.
And that also gives them the opportunity to check out a room, to use a room without having to go through extra processes as a non-club. Yeah. Make
Directors,
the reservation.
anything else? Thelma, it looks like you're approaching to say something here.
I just need to distinguish that it's not, that it is the Dragon Ladies Mahjong group.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Okay.
Dragon, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
saw that on
there's
the.
another one that is a charter group, so I just wanted to verify.
Okay,
that.
so I amend my motion to approve the Dragon Ladies Mahjong Club as a non-charter club.
Thank you, Thelma. Thank you, Chuck. May I have a second to Chuck's amended motion that these are the Dragon Ladies?
I second.
Thank you. Is there any additional discussion from the owners? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Oh,
Sorry, I had one.
I guess
up here.
there's
wait,
somebody.
I apologize. Michelle is raising her hand. Go.
All right, go ahead, lot 13.
Thank you for unmuting me. I'm trying to do this without phrasing a question so nobody has to answer me. It's my understanding there's also monetary benefits for being a chartered club. Monetary meaning you might get discounts other than what Mr. Garvey said about being able to reserve facilities. I believe there's discounts. There might be money given to the club as a startup. If there are other benefits to being a chartered club, can Thelma please inform me?
As a non, and maybe Thelma can clarify, but as a non-charter, they cannot receive any reserve funds at this point, only as a charter club, right?
That's not how it's written
No.
with the reserve fund. No.
No.
It's
Club
clubs.
Reserve Fund.
Yes. Does that answer your question, Mickey?
I'm not really sure. I thought there was couple of $100 maybe given to a startup club to get them set up, maybe with supplies or equipment.
I've been here since 2020 and we have never done that.
Okay. And
It's
so
not in
then,
our rules. It's not in
Okay.
anything that we have.
okay. And I can't remember receiving it as part of a club being an officer. So thank you for clarifying that. But then the Club Reserve Fund Committee does have the ability to allocate funds to chartered clubs. So this would be a chartered club.
No, this is a
This is a
non-charter club.
non-chartered club. They're just asking to be recognized as a club. Right
Okay, I'm
now-
sorry.
Yeah.
I wrote it down as chartered. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go back to our vote. All those in favor of approving the Dragon Ladies Mahjong Club as a non-charter club, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have anyone opposed? Mr. Metcalf.
I'd like to make a motion to disapprove the reimbursement. Is that the way it's- Move to approve owner's request for reimbursement in the amount of $1,196.62.
Is there a second? Is there a second to the motion? We need a second before we can discuss.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Fred. Directors, is there any discussion about approving the owners? Yes, Brad.
For those of you that didn't know, there was an incident up at the north gate that the gate closed on her car. We have done extensive testing. Brad and Darlene especially have been up there to make sure that we have the sensors, they're working so that if somebody's in the way, that it does stop and back up. So there is nothing wrong with the gate.
Thank you, Brad. Any other directors?
Well, I mean, from reviewing from the videos that we received, it was definitely I disagree that the board should not reimburse somebody for running into the gate on their own.
I don't know if everyone can hear you. Hold your mic.
Like this? I'm trying. I mean, after reviewing the video itself, I think that the board should not allow any reimbursement whatsoever.
Other directors? Any comments from the other directors? Questions? Any owner? Any owner questions?
I was here last month. I got too nervous, so I wrote out my statement.
Hold it up closer to your mouth.
Hold it like this.
I was here last month. Okay. On July 9th at approximately, Holly White, lot 1494. On July 9th at 9 o'clock, I was entering, approximately 9 o'clock, entering the back gate off Cotton Lane, which is called the Roy Rogers Gate. The arm raised for me. The truck had entered just prior to me, but I waited for the arm to go back down, lower, and then I proceeded and the arm went up. While entering it, it suddenly, without warning, shut on my passenger side of the car. My car does not go sideways. It hit the side of my car. It struck the right front fender, immediately puncturing the tire, denting the fender, severely also causing damage to the side of the headlight assembly and the right side outer rear view mirror. The damage was all on the side of the car, not the front of the car. I did not hit the gate hit me. It should be noted that there was a high heat advisory for that day. I also have noticed that even since the incident, which was 3 months today, there has been several times the gate has been closed due to needing repairs. I called the office when this happened to report it. I have submitted the estimate and cost of repairs to Mr. Gonzalez. Totals are $50 for the tire, $92.72 for the paint, and $1053.90 for the repairs. The total is $96.62. Thank you.
Any other owners?
I have one. Go ahead, 1121.
Yeah, thank you. That was a hard hit. Shouldn't that gate sense that the car is there and pull back? It shouldn't impact a car. I mean, those safety gates should not actually strike the car. If it had hit a child on a bicycle, that would have been, or a person on a bicycle, that would have been really dangerous. That's a hard hit to cause that much damage.
The reason that there was that much damage is that it kept going and the gate stopped and the car kept going and it just wiped out the whole side of the car. But we have done extensive testing to make sure that and that bothers me more than a car does, that we are protecting a person walking through there so they do not get hurt, or somebody in a wheelchair even. So we have done extensive testing.
Thank you.
Hi, Danita Lot, 405. I want to make sure, I don't know the research you've done, so I don't have a comment on it. But I do have a comment on reimbursement and how to get that on, because we asked for a reimbursement. I was charged $300. So I just want to know how to get that in an open meeting with respect to not wearing a name badge.
Danita, you can only come up and make comments about the motion
I
on the
understand that,
floor.
but it's about old business, so I'd like to
No.
put mine on the next one.
No, only the motion on the floor, and that's not the motion on the floor.
So how do I go
So
about
thank
getting
you, please. Thank you. Please sit down. All those in favor of reimbursing the owner in the amount of $1,196.62, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Oh, I'm sorry.
Cindy's absent. Cliff Drew,
Nay.
Fred Rand, John Chilcote,
Nay.
Chuck Garvey,
Nay.
Brad Midkiff, Jennifer Ellswick.
No.
Motion does not pass. Thank you.
I, Jennifer Ellswick, move to approve installation of new carpet and paint in the HTCA offices for an amount not to exceed $12,000 to be paid out of reserve item number 901. Do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you. Directors, question. Perhaps I should give a little bit of backstory. There was a flood in the offices. There was a flood in the offices where the carpet in the entire hallway was flooded, and it had to be ripped out, and that amount of flooring could be replaced by leftover materials from putting flooring down in NC1 and NC2. There's not really a good stopping point, and so the BG&M committee, after discussing it, and since it is a reserve item, and the actual reserve line item is for $17,000, and this carpeting is past zero life, the BG&M committee made the recommendation to take out all the carpeting and to put down the new flooring in the offices. At the same time, the offices have not been refreshed for many, many years. So it would include putting down the new flooring, and it would include painting the offices. Further, there has been much discussion over the past years to completely reconfigure the office library area and the activities area. And that is a project that is down the road. It is not a project that is going to be happening in the foreseeable future. So in order to give the offices for a crisper, fresher, cleaner look, where you do not have the smell of old carpeting when you walk in there, BG&M did recommend, since it is a reserve item, since it is not even coming up to the amount set aside in reserves, and since it is zero life, BG&M recommended that we do allow up to $12,000 to put down new flooring and to paint. Directors, any questions?
I'm trying to understand, because if I remember right, the damage was done by a leaky refrigerator. Are we looking at the walls for any mold and mitigation? Is this, are we going to add that on top of it?
I'm going to let Darlene or Bradley answer that because they have had a person in to inspect that.
Yeah, so there was damage before, quite a few years back from another leak. So that's another reason the carpet is so damaged, and it's was severely damaged. We did have an asbestos test done in that area, and also in the office area and the kitchen areas, and there is no asbestos there. So we did do that. As far as the claim, if it's not going to meet our deductible. So we won't have an insurance claim.
And mold.
No mold so far.
Okay, so there was.
It is all surface.
The leaks were all, one leak was done many years ago that issued the car. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. This was not something fresh. This is fresh now, but it was also.
There's been 2 leaks.
Okay.
2 separate leaks. Yeah.
Thank you.
But in the same area.
My question is, are we doing laminate or are we doing carpet?
Laminate, just like what we did in the
Well, but your
Shepard.
motion is for carpet.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's
No.
my question.
yeah,
is-
sorry, no, new laminate like what we have in the hallway right now, what we did in the chaparral
Correct.
room and all that.
And then also, whenever you do a estimate of cost, you have to put in labor, even though we're supplying the labor. What is the labor cost that we are going to incur that they're doing only on this project? That would complete the estimate. So that, I mean, this is just material. So we don't know what it actually is costing us as a function.
Correct, and we could add that up at the end of it. I mean, given the way water breaks happen and everything, it would be ideal to say they're going to sit here for 8 hours a day and strictly work on the floors and only the floors. Realistically, that won't happen. So I mean, I can give you a rough estimate. I mean, I can gauge about 40 hours is what it will take to do all of the flooring.
Well, the only reason I'm asking is that it could be faster and cheaper if we hire somebody just to do that and not take our own.
Correct, but then that would well over exceed the 12,000. So that was kind of the.
We're already doing that with our own labor, even though we're already paying them. We're still doing it. That's part of the bid. So that's why I'm looking at this, our labor that we're putting into there. Would that match what we would get it outside and get it done faster?
I couldn't tell you that to be honest. I don't know. Grabbing another company, because then we'd have to go setting through the contracts. Would they be able to start any faster than our guys would be able to? I doubt it. Would they be faster than our guys? More than likely. I mean, I kind of think that's a decision for the board to make. If we wanted to go a third party route on it, yeah, that's no problem to us.
Before we proceed, I would like to amend the motion to say installation of laminate flooring other than carpeting. Do I have a second to the amended motion?
I second it.
Thank you, Chuck. Is there any more discussion from the directors on this? Do I have any discussion from the owners?
I have 2 up here.
Can I?
Wait, hang on. John, go ahead.
Just want to make sure we're using the material that we're using, or a good portion of it is already on site. We've already paid for it. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Revision lot 900. Just real quick, overdue and well-deserved. You might even want to amend it to say anywhere between 12 and 1,500 just to cover your basis, but I think, like I said, overdue and well-deserved, it should be done.
Any other?
I have some up here.
Okay, go ahead.
1121, you can speak when you're unmuted.
Yes, thank you. So this is a water leak from your refrigerator. Why did you not process this through your insurance? And you initially stated, also the other comment is you initially stated that you were going to use leftover carpeting from the 2 NC1 and NC2 flooring projects, but now it turns out you're going to buy brand new vinyl. That's a totally different thing. But I want to know why you didn't process this through your insurance. It's a fresh water leak from your refrigerator. It should be covered.
One thing it had been mentioned before, the $12,000 does not reach our deductible. We have a fairly high deductible on repairs and this kind of stuff. The carpet, we changed it to laminate because NC1 and NC2 are laminate flooring, so we're using the existing laminate floors. It was just a misunderstanding between carpet and laminate, and we changed the motion to change from new carpet to new laminate and paint.
Anything else
I have
online?
one more.
Any other owners?
Lot 13, you can speak when you're unmuted.
Thank you. So we've determined that the material is going to be new vinyl laminate. The meetings I attended said that the insurance deductible was $8,000, and it was close to the estimate of $8,000 to $10,000 for material, and therefore it wasn't going to be submitted. But now the material has been approved by the BGM, just material, for $12,000, not counting labor. The cost of the labor has to be accounted for. It will either come out of reserve or it will come out of operations. The labor and other costs need to be tracked. And I think Brad is right on. It's going to take at least a week to do it. There's going to be disruption to employees and to the homeowners. I'm asking if the board has received 3 quotes for this construction project versus the employees doing the job. Will there be a warranty on labor and materials if the employees do it themselves? NC1 and NC2 also have refrigerators in the premises. If those items are not covered by insurance, which I was told by Bradley that because there's a refrigerator in the office, it wasn't covered. Normally, and I'm guessing that this refrigerator might have been in the employee lounge, which I think should have been an approved item in a lunchroom. But if our insurance doesn't cover that, what are we doing with NC1 and NC2 and to make sure that those are covered? Insurance will usually cover a failure of an appliance when it causes damage to your home, unless you have not maintained the item, unless there was a long-standing leak that wasn't observed, if there was no maintenance done on the item, if you could have prevented the loss, then that will not be covered, probably not be covered by your insurance. I don't know why this is not covered by our insurance, but I haven't seen our insurance policy. Happy Trails has a tendency, and I've learned this over the last year and a half, to not maintain our items, our equipment, and our systems. The term is run to fail. Did this refrigerator run to fail and cause upwards of $12,000 damage, not counting labor? And I know you're not going to answer my questions, but I just want the board to contemplate. Make good choices.
Thank you. Anything else? I would like to call for the vote. It will be a roll call vote because it is spending money.
Cliff Drew,
Yes.
Fred Rand,
Yes.
Hang on, we're going to have to regroup. Go ahead.
Jeannie Abbott, Lot 624, as have been an employee in that office for 11 years. I happen to know that the refrigerator that was there when I worked there leaked continually. We were constantly cleaning up the carpet that ran into the hallway. It always had a huge stain on it, and we always asked for repairs on the refrigerator or a new refrigerator, new carpeting, something to be done about the leak. I just want to make sure before a decision is made that everyone has checked out that option to make sure that you don't put down all this new flooring and then have the refrigerator leak again and ruin it. If it's a new refrigerator, since I was there, is it still leaking? Is it not leaking? Has people checked this? It's very important, I think, that you know that this leak has been going on for a good 10 or more years. We also petitioned the board for new carpeting back in our lunchroom area where we ate and had meetings, because there were so many trip hazards back there with the carpeting separating and falling apart. And one thing I learned from Mickey just now is we had a lounge area. I was there for 11 years and I never saw it. I think I missed that. Thank you.
Thank you. New refrigerator?
It's not the existing refrigerator from when she is there.
It is a new refrigerator, so we do not have to worry about the old refrigerator leaking. Now, I'm going to have a pause before we start the vote again. Is there anyone else? Thank you. Darlene?
Cliff Giroux,
Yes.
Fred Rand, John Chilco,
Yes.
Chuck Garvey, Brad Midkiff,
Yes.
Jennifer Ellswick.
Yes.
Passes.
I have a couple of, actually, I have one announcement that is kind of a long announcement, but it is something that we have been addressing now for about 6 months, probably since April. And there has been much confusion, for lack of a better word, over this particular thing. There have been different things written and blasted. There have been different things verbally spoken. And we have tried very hard to come up with something that is equitable and that will work for people who are attending our meetings in person and who are attending our meetings virtually. And management has worked and worked and worked, for lack of a better word, so that everybody gets recognized at the right time, and everybody gets recognized the same way. So I am going to read this. It will become part of the minutes of this meeting. It will also be posted on Front Steps so that it's very clear to everyone. In person, if you're attending in person, you sign the paper attendance sheet with your name and lot number. If you are attending virtually, you sign into the meeting with your name and lot number. Board meetings, in person, walk up to the podium, wait to be recognized, state your name and lot number. Virtual, raise your hand or activate the raised hand icon, wait to be recognized, state your name and lot number. Town hall meetings, in person, wait to be recognized and receive the microphone, state your name and lot number. Virtual, raise your hand or activate the raised hand icon, wait to be recognized, state your name and lot number. Committee meetings, wait for the chair to open the meeting for comments and questions. In person, wait to be recognized, state your name and lot number. Virtual, raise your hand or activate the raised hand icon, wait to be recognized, state your name and lot number. Board planning meetings and workshop meetings, these are listened-only meetings. Please remember, when attending in person, to sign the attendance sheet with your name and lot number, and when attending virtually, sign in with your name and lot number. This gives us consistency across all of our meetings. We want to make sure that owners are recognized. We want to make sure that they get to speak, but we want to make it consistent. We used to have the chat function for virtual meetings, and there was chat among people. And that was very confusing for us trying to monitor who a person who actually had a question or comment about the motion on the floor. So we are hoping that by simplifying these guidelines and making them consistent across all meetings and across attending in person and attending virtually, it will work better. I want to thank you for coming, and I thank you for your attention. Darlene?
I just want to thank you all for attending our board meeting this afternoon. For all of you that are just returning, thank you for being here. For those that are continually returning or traveling, I wish you traveling grace as you return. And I'd like to welcome back the board members that have been gone all summer while we've been here working our tails off. Just teasing.
No, you're not.
The October 9th, 2025 Happy Trails Community Association Board meeting is now adjourned.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again. Some trails are happy ones,
Others are blue.
it's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds if we're together?
Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet